y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 2023 goals, bookish and more. Thought I'd just do it on the couch, laid back. Start with my Goodreads goal. 2022, I had set it at 250 because in 2021, I think I'd set it at 200 and I got to 292. So I set it at 250 because I thought I would be able to get to 300, but with my pup passing and me not reading for a while after, and then when the weather was still nice and I was working myself to death outside just to keep my mind busy, I wasn't reading as much when I did start back reading. I still got close to what I read last year, especially towards the end of the year because I just started reading constantly. So I got to 282. So before that I was reading more and more each year. So this year I read 10 less than last year, which is understandable because I just couldn't with her passing. So I set it at 250 again this year. We'll see if we reach 300 this year. But if I don't, like I've said before, like these are just goals for fun. If this ever started to feel like a chore or something, I wouldn't, like something I have to do, it wouldn't be fun for me. And it's just fun. And I like setting goals. Like I like lists, goals, like all that type of stuff. So like I said, this year will be 250. And I want to read more classics, like I said last year. This year, it might have been because of my pup, because it happened right in the middle of the year. I did pick up Heidi, but when she is taken from her grandfather, that upset me so bad, and I just didn't want to be upset, so I put it down and haven't picked it up since. I remember loving the movies. There was 2 movies in particular that I watched, and I love them. I think one was with Shirley Temple, and the other one, it was a later on, like maybe 80s version, and I love them, and I know so many people love it, so I'm sure it ends happily. I just, at that time, I couldn't, so I need to pick that back up. Plus all the other ones I want to still read, and that would probably fall in the middle grade range. So I do still want to do better with that, because the ones I've read I have loved, like A Little Princess, and The Secret Garden, the Charles Dickens books that I've read, just a few others. So I won't pick up ones that I know are sad. Like I mentioned this before, the ones that traumatize, like Where the Red Fern Grows. I just remember being so sad for so long. Like my mind has blocked out everything that's happened in that book by just bits and pieces, because they made us read the book and then watch the movie, and I'm a visual person anyway, so watching it come to like, I was so upset. So I will not read ones like that. But the next few are like the snowball effect of after my pup passing. So respond to comments. I'm so behind on comments on YouTube and on Instagram. So I do a bunch at a time and then I stop. So I need to respond, get caught up on all of that, because I just stopped everything. I don't know. I guess because all this stuff I did with her beside me. And even at night, like when I read, I would have that book light with me. I can't even use that anymore because I use that because she'd hate the light on at night. Like she'd paw over her eye. Like she was so drama. But it makes me think I just can't. So I have my nightstand light on and read. If I read after my husband goes to bed, because he can go to sleep no matter what. So, but I got to get past that. So, and that's also means all the reviews. The last time I counted, it was like 70, I think. So I think I'm up to like 80 I'm behind on. And it got behind because I couldn't. The reviews that I leave, I like to be thought out and detailed, because to me, that's my rating, is my review, because I don't rate middle grade below 4 stars, since in my opinion, like I'm not the target audience. So that's just a personal thing. It doesn't bother me that other people do. It's just me, you know. So because to me, the most important part is the review, because that's where I say what I like, what I don't like, you know, if there was anything I didn't like. Because for the most part, they just bring me joy. They change my life so much, and they just bring me so much joy. I don't read a lot of sad ones, so and I don't pick them apart. But so I like detail, so I need to get past that. Though at least until the reviews are caught up, I just need to get straight to the point about what I liked, if I didn't like anything, and just get these reviews done. And that just makes me sad, because I just want each book to have the full thought out. There are a lot of sequels in there, so that helps, because I wouldn't have a full review for that anyway, because I would have to talk about too many things that would spoil. And then upload regular again. That's on Instagram and on YouTube. I used to upload constantly on Instagram. Now I'm lucky if it's once a day. There was a time where I went 3 weeks without it. And then YouTube, same. And I've been getting better about being on a schedule, but I did miss this past Saturday. I didn't know my husband was going to be home Sunday, so I put it off saying I'll just do it Sunday, and then he was home, and then I didn't. So, but because I wanted to spend time with him, because he doesn't get a lot of days off, so I don't regret doing that. But and then continuing past all the stuff I need to work on because of my funk, I want to keep continuing. I've always been good with continuing series, like getting caught up on whatever's out at the time, but I want to keep doing that. I have so many sequels, because I keep sequels that are from series that I've already started reading, so I can continue them in my bedroom. Now there's so many I have to get to, and I'm so excited because I love the first book or the second or third or whatever it was, the last one I read. So, I mean, I'm always pretty good at that. I always keep reading a sequel each month, I think. So, just want to keep doing that. I'm going to get even better at editing. I've figured out a lot, like the music and the fast forwarding thingies. I still haven't figured out, I haven't really looked hard enough, but how you can put a word up on the screen. If like I said something wrong and I need to put a word up or something, or just put a word up for any reason. Still don't want to do anything fancy. I just don't see that filling. This didn't happen last year again with my pup passing in the middle of the year. Do more Bible study and read more of the Bible. I think it's only normal when she passed. Me and God had some heated conversations. I screamed a lot at God. Why would he take her from me? How much I needed her, and he knew that. Why did he let her suffer? It's part of grief, and that's my personal relationship with God, and we had a rocky moment, and I'm about to cry talking about it. But that's just part of grief and part of any relationship, even your relationship with God. Sometimes you struggle. But I do realize how much he did do. He brought her into my life to begin with. So he saved my life multiple times just by that act alone, by giving her to me. He saved her life multiple times by me catching her being weird so early on, the hyperparathyroidism, then her cancer, her gallbladder, just so many times. And she was so tired, and she hated going to the vet. So I understand now, and I'm not mad at God anymore. You just have so much anger, and you have to give it to somebody. And, you think God can do anything. Why didn't he do this for me? It's just normal, and it's awful to think that God would hurt you when he wouldn't, if he didn't have to. So this year I think it would help me in my grief too, to get more in with the Bible. I think that's all the bookish goals. For others, keep fixing up the house inside and out. Like, we've done a lot, but I want to continue. Like, when we first moved in, I made a list, and we've done a lot of that on the list, so I want to make a new list, especially as spring and summer roll around. Like, we got the water heater, and I've been paying on that because it was like a payment plan that we could do, because water heaters are expensive. So, and I've already paid a good chunk off of that because I pay weekly towards it. So hopefully that'll be paid off by spring or the end of spring, and then we can get, because this house, apparently a lot of houses in the north don't have central air, so we could get that, and we wouldn't have to use those window units anymore. I mean, they do the job, but they just, like upstairs in the book room, I have to move so many books when the air unit goes in that window, and it's just another way for, no matter how well you seal it, it seems like a bug will get in, and I can't stand that. We spray all around still, but it'd just be a lot more convenient lugging them in and out every season in the windows, just to flip the switch like we do with the heat and then get that paid off. And just normal, like, I think the living room's pretty much done. I don't know about this rug. It might go upstairs or in the bedroom, because my husband's like, you don't want it too big, or you might as well just replace the whole carpet. And I'm like, yeah, but it needs to be bigger than this. Like, you can't even, I don't know. We'll see. But it's pretty much done. Like, we have the curtains, the lamps, the new furniture, and end tables, coffee tables. And started in the bedroom with the nightstands and the lamps and the Cheshire doors. So not much more in there. I don't know, since our pup is pat, like, we have 2 queen beds pushed together on the floor. We did that when her hips started getting really worse because she loves getting in the bed. And she was still having a little trouble just climbing up the short distance to a mattress. But that was heaven for her, those two beds pushed together. Sometimes she'd even lay half of her body on his part and half of her part on mine. So I don't know if we want to just get like a king size, because we get along better if we're not right up against each other, because he snores like nobody's business. And he kicks all his covers away. He is all over the bed like a starfish spread. And he is very hot, and I can't sleep when I'm hot, and I'm hot natured. Like, it makes me so aggravated. So I want to go somewhere where they have like the biggest king and see if it would be okay for us. And if it is, then maybe get the bed thing that matches our stuff. Just a bunch of stuff inside, and then outside there's still so much to do. So I want to have a plan set up for when it starts getting warmer for that. And then we got this thing from the city saying it's going to be an expensive year, but you're just going to have to deal with it. The Washington's passing this thing where all pipes in America have to be lead pipes. Yeah, I said that totally wrong. Washington doesn't want any more lead pipes in America. He wants all lead pipes removed and changed to plastic or something. I don't know. Just no more lead pipes. So if you all the lead pipes have to be replaced. So if I say that again, this is what I'm actually meaning. No lead pipes. And the city is saying the cost is ours. But when you look it up, the Relief Act or something, the money that they should use that for that. Well, why do they really think this town is? If you look up how much it costs to replace all your lead piping, do they think anybody in this town really? Maybe a few of them, but they really think they're gonna have enough money to do that? Like, so what if you can't do that? You're gonna have an empty town? Like, it's so this town, I'm telling you. And now they want to charge, out of nowhere, $36 a week for a garbage pickup. I'm just so confused. When they won't do anything that they're supposed to do and enforce anything, but yet they want you to pay. Like, we even have to pay $20 a piece, because anybody over the age of 18 that lives in the city, even if the house isn't in their name or if they're living with other people, has to pay $20 towards the school tax. Don't even have kids. Gotta pay it. It's not insulting at all. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, inside and outside house stuff. And want to get even more into cooking, because that was another thing I got, because she used to watch me cook. Because she can see the kitchen from where she would lay on the bed. She'd lay there if I was in the kitchen. That way she could still see me, just to make sure I didn't go anywhere. So that was hard, but I've gotten back into it, I think. So I want to even more. And use that freaking air fryer, because I need to find something with visual, because I'm visual. I hate a cookbook that doesn't have pictures. I don't know why, but I just can't see, I don't know. And just continue more with the Instapot, because I've done so much with that, and I want to do even more. And get a bigger slow cooker. I'm going to keep the slow cooker I have and put it away for like the soups and smaller stuff that fits in it, but I want a bigger slow cooker for things that haven't fit before, that I've had to cut down to fit, like certain meats and stuff. And one that'll match better, and that one can just sit out like the one I have currently does. And more pots and pans. It is so hard to find. I was trying to find some cream with the speckles on them, like the Pioneer Woman's I have, but I can't. So I just want to find some cream ones then. And it just seems so hard to find ones I like that are just cream colored. But I want to get better at trying to hunt, because I only hunt online just because I just hate going out. But maybe if I go out and see it, usually what I'll do if I see something out, I'll take a picture of it, like the name and everything, and then I'll go online and get the best price I can find, and then get it that way. That's one thing I'll do. So I want to find some new ways to deal with my grief, because it's just not doing well. I don't know how exactly that'll go, but just something. I do know I want to get a tattoo for her. I just need to pick a picture and what I want it to be. Probably get a couple. When she first got sick, I did get this ink thing where you can get there. It didn't hurt them. It was like a safe type to use. You just washed it right off of them. And so I got her paw prints on ink. So I always thought where I'm from, I like took screenshots like 6 years ago wanting this. But the longitude and latitude of whatever you call it, of where I'm from in North Carolina. So maybe over my heart. So maybe up here I would do that, but maybe right going maybe her paw print. I don't know. But I do want a portrait of her. And I think also going back to school would help, because I do need to finish up. Like, I've gotten degrees, but I want to just keep going further with it to go as far as I can. And I think that this case in Idaho has taught me that, because my mind, because it's so weird to say that's what you love, not the murder thing, but the study of the mind. And I think that's why at the beginning this case made my brain hurt so much and confused me so much, because the suspect is someone, I think he got when he, because he had only moved to Idaho in August, I think. Other than that, he lived here in Pennsylvania, and he got his bachelor's in psychology in Pennsylvania, but he was studying criminology basically, and that's when he went. I don't know why he went to that school for that, so I think there'll be more to learn about that too. Why did he choose that school? But anyway, because he's someone that studies the same thing I do in some aspects. And that's why I don't know. He was very stupid and not as smart as he thought in the crime, but I think that's what they all think. They're going to be smarter than the ones before them, and they're going to be the ones that do the perfect crime and get away with it. But when you're there and so many things have already gone wrong from the way it appears in the affidavit, and there's so much we don't even still know. There's so many things go wrong, and in the moment and the adrenaline, like, it doesn't go how you expect it's going to go, and you leave things like a sheath behind with your DNA on it. So anyway, I just want to be back studying that in a healthier way, because this is not, stuff like that scares me. And I think that's why people look at him, and some people are doubtful if he did do it, because, you know, not serial killers, but people that just kill, like a drug deal gone bad, or jealousy, or crimes of passion, as far as like girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. They all have like a look like they're, I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know how to explain it. I mean, a look like the drug deal type look, like the people that are on drugs, or they just look rough and like you don't want to mess with them. And then the people that like do it in the crime of passion, or like jealousy or something, that can make it make sense in people's minds, like they snapped or something, even if they wouldn't have regularly done it. But someone like this that just does it for the sake of doing it because they want to, and it's like pure evil, that's what people can't comprehend. Someone with PhD, a bachelor's, going to school, clean cut, doesn't look dangerous. That's what I mean. So like the tough looking people that you don't want to mess with, that you can see killing people, and then like the jealous thing where people snap, crimes of passion, those make sense in people's brains, but it's scarier when none of that applies, and it's just for the sake of doing it, and it looks just like an everyday law-abiding citizen that does it. If that makes any sense.
It doesn't look like what you normally see someone murder. I don't know how to say it. You know, so if it's true that someone that looks like that, like innocent, goes to school, is a good person, doing what they're supposed to, can just kill to kill, it's scary. And that scares people, and they don't want to accept it because it's scary. So I think that's why a lot of times that people don't want to think someone did it, that their brain can't comprehend someone like that doing it. So I want to go back to school and use my schooling in schooling ways, instead of this where I don't know all the facts and it's driving my brain crazy, and my brain's trying to put it into profiles and places that it fits, and I can't do that without all the information. Although a lot of it does fit in a lot of ways, the more we learn about the suspect. So I hope justice is served, and I just want to go back to school and study this in a healthier way for me. Go as far as I can in school and do some type of good with it. And even though I didn't want it to be, I've always said I didn't want to do that type of path, because I'd have to, I think the criminal aspect and criminal mind might be the path. Just because in the past, that seems to be where I seem to know the profiles better, and I do better with it. I don't know what that says about me, but if I can help Like the people that studied what he did, what I've started to, are the people that caught him. So he's just one of the few that took what we study to use for evil. Nobody that takes that course usually that's not the reason. So I want to be one of those people that can help catch people like him.
And people that study this aren't the only ones that caught him. It was a combined effort. I said that wrong. Like I said, so many things wrong. I want to be the type in this field that are part of the group that help catch people like him. It's an important part. It's not the only part. Each part that makes up the team that catches these people is each very important in their own right. And I want to be the part of this section of this important team that helps put an end to people like this doing what they're doing.
And I want to be the best because I want to catch as many as I can. Because these 4 lives and every other life that's been taken by people like this, it's just ridiculous. There's just got to be a way to make it happen less, at least. A way to find out where these things start in the mind. Exact things to look for. And catch it early on. So, I'm going off on a rant about psychology. Anyway, I think that's all I could think of. I might do a video going over my 2022 goals and how I did. We'll see. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Are you excited about 2023? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that. Oh, today's shirt's Degrassi. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.